Hey, so in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to get started using Mailchimp. If you're like me, when you're first starting with email automation, it can be a little bit confusing at first. So hopefully we can clear up a lot of those questions that you might have. We're going to go pretty in depth on this, but it is for beginners, anybody who's looking to get started with Mailchimp. What I love about email marketing with Mailchimp is that it's totally free for the first 2,000 email subscribers. So it's nice to build up that base before you actually have to start paying for this service. Now, I'm going to show you a couple different things that you can do. I'm going to show you how you can collect emails on your website, and I'm also going to show you how you can create something like a landing page, like what I do through my YouTube channel. I will collect emails through this landing page by offering some type of free product. This is all through Mailchimp. I use a Mailchimp link, and I give them a free budget template. You could write an ebook, or you could give them a PDF or an exclusive video, collect their email, and then it gets sent to them through Mailchimp. It sends it automatically from my own email. So it's pretty neat, the things you can do with Mailchimp. I'm going to walk you through as much as possible here. The first thing we have to do is we have to sign up for it. Now, when signing up, there's going to be a couple steps that you need to be aware of, and you want to make the right decisions with this because you're going to have to put in a physical address, and let's get started with this. But if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more marketing related videos like this one. So during the process of opening your account, you're going to need to put in a physical address, a physical mailing address. This is due to international spam laws, anti-spam laws. So what I would suggest doing is avoid using your home address for pretty obvious reasons, because this will be shown to your email subscribers. So you don't want people showing up randomly to your home. If you have a business that you're already running that you have an address for, you could probably use that. I personally use a post office box. It's pretty inexpensive to have one, so I will enter mine here. It's actually right here, auto-filled. And you can go through that process of opening up a P.O. box. I think this cost me like $45 every 6 months to have this P.O. box, and it gets shown to the subscribers, so they know that there's a physical address for this, and it does help with international anti-spam laws. So you're going to have to continue along there. Do we already have a list of email subscribers? We're just going to click no for this. If you do, you're going to be able to import those subscribers. If not, no big deal. We can get started creating our own list right in the next couple of minutes here. So we're going to click no, continue. We're not going to connect our social media at the moment. We can do that later if we'd like to. And then they're going to try to hit you with a lot of different upsells along the way. I wouldn't worry about these too much. I would just kind of click through these. They're going to try to get you to pay for their premium version, which maybe you can upgrade to later. I would suggest just starting with the free version for now until you get your feet on the ground, start to learn a little bit more about Mailchimp and build your subscriber list to at least a few hundred people, a few thousand people before you start paying for that service once you hit that 2,000 subscriber mark, or about 10,000 emails per month that you're sending. So let's just click not right now. And then we don't want to subscribe to their mailing list, so let's just get started with this. Now, this is going to throw us into our account. I'm going to walk you through each one of these different options here. So we're going to talk about campaigns. I'm going to show you some email templates that you can get started with, and we're going to create our first email list. So let's go ahead and create our first list for Mailchimp. So we're going to click on lists, and then they already have one auto-generated for you, but we're going to create another list more specific to our goals, which is going to be for the new subscribers for one particular email list. So we're going to create our list, and then you want to be conscious of each one of these because this will be shown to your actual email subscribers. So they'll see the list name, who it's from, and who particularly it's from, as well as the email address. So for the list name, let's just say welcome subscriber. And from the email address, let's say it is Nate at santrelmedia.com. And it is from Nate. Okay, and then for campaign URL settings, it'll auto-generate a link for you, such as this one here. Unless you pay extra, you can get customizable campaign URLs for the premium version of Mailchimp. But for this purpose, we don't need that. It does make it look a little bit better, but if you're not worried too much about that, you're just trying to get your initial list started, then I wouldn't worry too much about that. And then just remind them of how they ended up joining your list. So just say, you joined my list for the free ebook, right? And then it shows you your contact information as well, which will be shown to your email subscribers. And then for form settings, enabling double opt-in, that's something I would advise against because this will just kind of create more hoops that somebody has to jump through in order to get on your list. So they'll have to, again, click on a confirmation email to subscribe to your list, which would just really hurt your ability to grow your list a lot faster. Enabling GDPR, that's for people in the EU. I wouldn't worry about that too much. I wouldn't advise for that as well. Now, for notifications, definitely I would avoid doing one by one. Every time somebody subscribes to your list, you're going to get an email. A daily summary, even at that, is kind of a lot. I kind of get annoyed with daily summaries, but that's something you could probably start off with in the beginning. And then one by one unsubscribes, you probably don't want to see that. That's just depressing, so I would not advise that. Now we can click save and continue on creating this first list. Now you get a little bit comfortable with your first email list. This is your welcome subscriber list. You can actually import contacts. You can add contacts, add a subscriber to here. If you want to manually do this, you can import a list. If you already have something set up, a CSV or tab delimited text file, which let's not get too technical here, but that's something that you can get into if you already have some type of list you want to import for this particular list. So now that you have this list created, I'm going to show you how you can make your first email automation to welcome these subscribers for entering their email and subscribing to your email list. So we're going to click on create up here in the top corner. And this is going to give us some different options. Okay, so we have the option to create an email, which is what we're going to go with for this example. Later on in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a landing page like the one that I showed you earlier, where you can collect emails by offering some type of free product. There's also other options. Ads, this is something I don't really use very often. I find using other software is better than Mailchimp. And then physical postcards, if you're actually have physical addresses and you're willing to send things to them, you can design them and send them around the world to subscribers to your email list, which is really interesting, but maybe not cost effective for people who are just beginning their email list. And then we're going to talk about sign-up forms as well and the importance of those and how you can embed those into your own website to collect emails. Now let's get started with creating our first email here. And you're going to see 4 different options up top. So there's the regular, which is if you're trying to make one specific email that you want to send out to people, you can do that through that. But we're going to click on automated because we want one that is welcoming our new subscribers. And there's already actually a thing ready for that, kind of like a preset for that. And you can search through these presets to see different things. Like if you're trying to sell something, you can thank first-time customers. There's date-based ones like happy birthday. But for this, we're going to welcome new subscribers for this particular list. Now, the campaign name, let's make it something that we won't confuse with other campaigns. So we'll just keep it at welcome message and select the list that we are going to use for this. And so it's going to be the welcome subscriber list that we just created earlier on in this video. So then we click begin and we get started actually creating this first workflow here. And this is really interesting. So what happens here is we have a trigger and it's automatically set at 1 day after subscribers join our list. Now, if they're joining our list, we want to send this welcome email to them immediately, or at least that's something that I personally do. I wouldn't want them waiting around a day waiting for some type of thing that they might have signed up for. So you will click immediately and then update the trigger. So now it's sending out immediately, and we can actually design this email to welcome them to our email list. So naming ours, we can just keep it at welcome. Now the email subject and the preview text, this is arguably the most important factor for email marketing. This is the subject of the email. So you want to find something that's pretty enticing to click on. And the preview text is that somewhat shaded text after the subject. Let me just give you an example of that very quickly. So you can see this is the title here in the bold, and then this kind of lighter font is the preview text that I was just mentioning earlier. So you want to think how you're going to craft each one of these. So for the subject line, I'm just going to say your free ebook download. and then preview, I'm going to try to find something that might be a little bit more enticing for them to actually download it. So I'll say download before ... and then they'll be like, well, before what? And so they're going to end up most likely clicking on it. Should help some conversion rates on that. And from myself and from the email, and we can verify this. So we can send that verification email, or we can go through that process of verifying this particular one, so that we can send it from any email that we would like to. But let's just skip this step for now, and let's create our actual email. So they have a lot of preset layouts for you. That's what I really like about Mailchimp. They make it easy for the general person who maybe isn't great at coding, just somebody who wants to create a pretty basic email that they can send out automatically through their software. So we're going to go to some themes that have already been created and just kind of pick one that we find to be kind of attractive. So I'm just going to click on this one for this example. It's pretty simple, but it's a way to kind of welcome people to subscribing to my email list and then offering them a free ebook. So the design of this is actually quite easy to recreate. A lot of it's straightforward. You're going to have to be aware of some different things that you're going to want to include on here, like your address. But let me just quickly go through this and kind of give you an example of something you could do for a welcome email. So let's just say Santrel Media welcome, and for the subtext we'll say free ebook download below, and we can center both of these, and it's already starting to form just like that. Now you can upload your own photo on here. I think for the sake of this video, for the sake of time, we'll just keep it as this, but you can upload and replace this to create your own photo, or even Jiffies or Instagram or Facebook posts you can actually send as emails, which I find to be pretty interesting. It'd be difficult to do this by yourself, so that's what I do find really helpful with this software that you can be using through Mailchimp. And we can rearrange this to make this orange button. We can have this the download free ebook button. We can change this to free ebook download, and we can add that web address or that PDF file that it'd probably be for an ebook. So you would add it on there, and then you would close it, and this becomes clickable then once you add that URL onto that. And you can drag these around to make it look more appealing if you'd like. So we can actually get rid of some of these. We can get rid of this one. And we can rearrange this to how we would like it to look. And for this part down here, you're going to just kind of erase some of these things. So copyright, you're going to make this, instead of current year and list company, you're just going to write this for yourself. So 2019, Santrel Media, all rights reserved. You can delete this part of it. And then your mailing address as well, you're going to have to include that. So P.O. Box 7329, New York, New York, 10116. And you can have this part as well that you're going to need to have for unsubscribing for emails, so I would just leave that in there. Save and close, and now it's already starting to form. You can see that this example email is starting to form just at this, and then we can write a little bit of a blurb on what they're actually receiving. So here is a free copy of my ebook. You can go on, write a little bit more about this. This book has helped, blah, 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 right? So you get the idea behind that. We can save and close that, and then save and continue. This is our very first email. It formed in about 5 minutes. We just created this, and we can click save and continue on this. Now, this is where we get into our workflow. So this is the first email that gets sent to them once they sign up for our list. So immediately after they join our list, this welcome email with a free ebook, a free gift for essentially signing up for our email list, gets sent to them. And now what we can do is create more emails. And this is where it really gets interesting. So you can add another email and send this, say, maybe 2 days after this first welcome email, you send another one. And so we can edit the trigger on this and say we want to wait 2 days after sending the first email to then send them another one. And maybe depending on your goals and what you're planning on doing with this email list, maybe you're trying to throw them through a sales funnel. You're trying to lead them along the way. And maybe after email 5 or 6 or 7, you can start then pitching products to them. And in that sense, I would suggest we can get a little bit more into sales funnels later on this channel. We'll make plenty of videos on that topic. But you don't want to just start spamming them with selling them products. I would suggest kind of leading them along the way and actually providing value for the consumer, for the reader, so that they decide to continue to opening up your emails instead of at email number 2, if you just start trying to push products onto them or push your own service onto them, then there's a good chance that they'll stop opening your emails after a while. But if you continue to find ways to provide value to them, then there's a good chance that they will continue to open these emails. You're going to get much higher open rates. So you can do the same thing as what we just did here, design your email for the second email, and then maybe even create a third one after that, which is maybe triggered 1 day after this one, which then goes on to explain something else to them. Maybe tell them a story about a success that you had or one of your students had, or how one of your products changed somebody's life. And so you get the idea behind that. So once you're satisfied with the flow of emails that you've created, some email marketers will quite literally have dozens of automated emails rolling out after somebody subscribes to their list, which is really convenient to have to be able to do this through email automation. Imagine if you tried to do this like manually sending out emails to everybody and timing it right after a couple of days after one email and trying to remember who you sent what to. So once you create this, we're going to click next and we're going to verify everything and confirm. You should see a lot of green check marks. If you don't, you'll see some red X's, and they'll probably walk you through how to actually fix those and get started with this. And then we can start sending and launch our first really campaign here, our first operation that we're doing. So we can start sending this 3 emails to our welcome subscriber list. And right there, we just started our very first automation. Definitely a cool experience. Let's go back to campaigns though, so I can show you a couple other things that you might be interested in doing. Now, I'm going to show you 2 different things that you can do, how to actually capture these emails on your own website, and then also how to create a landing page. If, for example, you're a YouTuber and you want to capture those emails, but you don't have a website, I'm going to show you how to do both of those in the next few minutes here. So for people who do have a website who want to capture those emails, you're going to click create and then go down to sign up form here. So sign up form is what you're going to want to embed into your own website. And it's actually pretty easy to do this. If you're not a coder, don't worry. You can do this even if you're using something like Squarespace or Wix or Weebly. You can still embed this into your own website quite easily, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's select our list. It's going to be our welcome subscriber list that we already created. Click begin, and now you're going to see some different options here for how we can have this appear on our website. So we can have it horizontal is what I would likely go with. Condensed, pretty similar. Unstyled looks like it's from like 2002, and then advanced is for people who are experienced in coding with API. So we're going to just go with horizontal. We're going to get our code right here, and don't be intimidated by this. It really doesn't mean too much to you. You don't have to understand it. Just copy it. So let's copy. And then we're going to go to our website and find a place to paste this into our website. So let me just open up a free Wix website to just show you how you might do this through some free website services. So here I have a very simple Wix website that I just opened up a template just to show you how you might go about doing this. You can click on code and you have to enable developer options. Once you have that enabled, and it's pretty similar with Squarespace and some other ones like this, but you're just going to add this code and basically copy and paste this. So you're going to embed this code here, enter the code right here, and hit paste. And just like that, we're going to see this pop up. So that is our button there for people to subscribe to our mailing list, which will then get directly thrown into Mailchimp. So as soon as this goes live, people will enter their email address, and then it'll say subscription confirmed, and then they will get that email with the free ebook download in their inbox, in their email, which is pretty nice to have. So that's essentially how you do that. It's pretty simple. Just copy and paste the code into your website. Any questions, leave them down below in the comment section. Hopefully I can help you out with that if you're a little bit confused about it, because some different website services will be a little bit different. If you're using something like WordPress and in your experience with code, then you'll probably already know how to do this. So if you don't have a website and you're looking to create a landing page like what I showed you earlier, we're going to go back up to the create option here. Click on landing page and then start our own landing page. So let's say that we're trying to give away this free ebook on a landing page because we don't have a website, and we're going to do it as the welcome subscriber list that we're going to be adding them to, and then select a template. What I like about this is that it's very simple to use a lot of these different templates here. So let's just stick with a very generic one like this. And then it's going to be somewhat of the same process in setting this up in how this landing page is going to be. But this is basically your own little website that Mailchimp gives to you, your own URL that you can then create something along here. So I'm not going to go through the whole process of modifying this just for the sake of time, to save you some time. A lot of this is self-explanatory on how you can actually modify this, but I would keep it very simple and sleek. So once again, this is the one that I created last year, and it's captured thousands of leads just by doing this, thousands of emails. I probably made this in about 2 minutes, just uploaded a picture and collect their email address and their first name. I don't see the purpose in collecting too much more information outside of this, because if you're trying to collect their address and their last name and their phone number, it's going to be more difficult to actually get people to convert on this, because people want easy options. They want an easy road to take, and this is very easy to get a free budget template or a free ebook. And then you can actually add different social links on here as well. So my YouTube channel, my Instagram, you can add on here through this editing software. And then once you fully complete this, then you can save and close. And then we're going to go on to the next step here, which we're actually almost done already. We're going to have a URL that this is going to be for our custom one. Now, if you pay for this, you can use your own domain. It's $99 a year to use your own domain. And that's something that I would consider upgrading to at some point. Otherwise, you're going to use a Mailchimp domain, which, depending on your situation, might not matter too much for yourself. So we are going to have to add a page title onto here. So let's say free ebook download. Save that. And then the URL, we're going to have to add the URL. Let's just go with a general one. So free ebook. Save that. And now we are ready to publish, and this landing page will go live as soon as we publish, assuming that we have everything correct. This will light up blue, and we can click publish, and now we have a live link. Now, I would caution you a little bit on people might be a little bit wary of seeing a link like this, especially in 2019. People like to see a nice clean link, so if you have your own website, I would definitely consider signing up for that premium service to get your own link eventually. But once we click on this link, it'll take us to our free ebook download, which I did not customize for the sake of time, like I said. But this will go to your live site, which then they can enter their email address and get their free ebook. So that's the basic process of using Mailchimp. There's other things you can do within this. So if you want to create a new campaign, we can create a new one and start marketing to specific people. We can click and choose and pick different lists. Maybe you offer multiple free products, or you have different websites all in the same Mailchimp account. You can do that through this company. So I think this gives you hopefully a little bit of an idea of how to get started using Mailchimp. Like I said, leave questions down below. I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. I think I should be able to respond to most questions. And so hopefully this helped you out. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see everybody next time.